How good day to you this day of your time as you create time to exist. How are you all this day of your time? Allow us to begin this interaction in the following manner. First, a statement of the purpose of the interaction. The idea that each and every one of you, being an aspect of creation, being an aspect of all that is, are also co-creators, have that spark, that desire, that drive, that momentum within each and every one of you that seeks to go from within to be manifested, as you say, externally in your physiological reality. So that you see, as you say, the fruits of your labor. The idea is to first understand that what we will be discussing today, though the words, though the technique may be somewhat new to your ears, maybe not, the mechanism itself of creation is very second nature to you, very natural. We will not be teaching you a new mechanism per se. What we will be discussing are ways to realize, to recognize the mechanism that you already use all the time, automatically. So automatically that you have been able to create the ability to forget that you're using it, because it is so smooth, operates so automatically. You do it all the time. To understand how you do it all the time, let us lay a little bit more of a foundation about what it means to exist in physical reality. Now, you all have begun to understand as a civilization that you generally speak of physical reality as meaning the solid matter, that which is perceivable by your physiological senses, that which you call hard to the touch, or discernible to your conscious outer aware mind. But you also know now, through your own discoveries, that matter and energy are synonymous, are in a sense manifestations of what you may call a primal energy of some sort, a primal idea, a matrix, a template. And this template gives rise to the concepts of matter and energy. Now, I would like you to consider a new definition of matter, a new definition of solid reality. Are you paying attention? Oh, all right. Just checking. Matter is a behavior. It is a behavior of creation. That is all. A behavior. It is not immutable. It is not unchangeable. It is not etched in stone, as you say. It is a behavior. It is an idea. It is a notion. It is a circumstance, a collection of circumstances that meet at a particular point, and as they cross, they reinforce each other, these notions. And as they reinforce each other in a particular way, you then perceive them as immutable matter. But it is simply a behavior of the universe. That is all. Now you, each and every one of you, as a personality, you know you each have a behavior, a style of presentation, a persona construct. There really isn't as much difference as you might think between what you might call a personality behavior and material behavior. Because both the personality behavior and the material behavior stem from the same template, that which is called consciousness itself. Consciousness, that which you label consciousness, is the very fabric of existence itself. That is the prime template out of which energy and matter and personality are built, are constructed out of various conceptual components, arranged in various ways and then perceived and reflected as it is arranged. But it can be rearranged. You rearrange it all the time, because matter, in a sense, physical reality, is created only as a reflection of the behavior, of the ideas, of the notions out of which your personality is constructed. To put it simply, what you are is what you get. This is the only basic law of creation. What you put out is what you get back. Everything is vibration of the template, of the consciousness. Various frequencies. Because there is this frequency and because there is that frequency, you get what you call two different situations, two different circumstances, or, if you wish, two different objects in space-time, which is also simply a concept. Now, we do not mean to imply that these concepts are not real. We simply are saying that that is what reality is. It is substantial when you create it to be. It is very solid and substantial when substantiality is one of the components of the model, of the notion. But when you begin to redefine the concept of substantiality, of permanence, of momentum, of inertia, of continuance, when you redefine that idea, recognizing that it was a definition only to begin with, you can begin, at whatever pace you are comfortable with, you can begin to see what was heretofore considered to be the solid, unchangeable physical reality begin to, shall we say, dissolve a little bit, soften a little bit. Concepts of space, time, materiality, energy, shift a little bit, become interchangeable a little bit. Remember, it is one of the primary tenets even of your own physics, that matter and energy in that sense are intershiftable, that space and time are interchangeable, that they are all simply different manifestations of one primary concept. Therefore, it means any of them can dissolve back into that primary consciousness, that primary concept, anytime at all. The only reason you see continuance in your physical reality, one moment to the next, momentum, inertia, day to day, is because you create the idea, the concept of automatic continuance. It is a definition. That is all it is, a definition, but, big but. That is how strong your definitions are. As soon as you believe in that definition, as soon as there is no other choice for you, that's the reality you get. Instantly, no lag time, none, zero. So quickly does it manifest before you, around you, within you, of you, from you, that it seems to be not of your doing. It is such an automatic function. It seems to be coming from somewhere else. Therefore, you have been able to create the notion. You have been able to believe the illusion that you exist in a universe which surrounds you, and that things happen to you in life. Instead of understanding that what you see around you is simply a metaphor for what you believe within you. And instead of saying that things happen to you, you can understand that things happen from you. Now, many times in your reality, you see manifestations that, well, you don't particularly care for. We are not implying that these things come from you so that you will say, well, then I must be a rotten scoundrel. I must be a terrible creator. I must be a very bad manifestor. I must be a wicked person to manifest these things I don't want. If they come from me, if I am responsible for creating them, what does that say about me? All right. We are not bringing this idea up so that you should blame yourself in that way. Because the idea of judgment is still the idea of more separation, more ideas of guilt, creates more time, more space, more details. The idea is to take it as your responsibility, but not as your blame in that sense. To understand that if you are creating everything, even the things you don't prefer, that gives you the clue that the reason you might be creating things you don't prefer is simply because of definitions you have been taught about what you think that thing ought to be. And in seeing it manifest in your life, and in knowing that you do not prefer it to be that way, you can then, with the new understanding we are discussing today, take it a step back and say, oh, all right, this must be from a manifestation of a belief, of an idea, of a notion, of a template that I no longer prefer. Maybe I bought into it once, maybe because I needed to survive perhaps. Maybe I had to believe as this person believed. Maybe as a child I had to believe as my parents believed because they were responsible for feeding me, and if I didn't believe like they did, they would have kicked me out. I would have died. I had to rely upon them for sustenance and support, and so, telepathically, I had to buy into that family idea, that unit, that neighborhood, that city, that state, that country, that notion. Now, we are not necessarily saying that you will give all of these up, that you will change them all these notions, but you may find that along the way, you picked up a few bags that aren't necessarily your style anymore, aren't necessarily your exact shade, aren't your preference, don't hold the things you prefer to have them hold. This is because now your society has allowed you to get to a point in your life where they finally tell you, well, all right, I am sick and tired of you, get out and make your own life. Learn how to do things for yourself. And yet all that while, up to that point, sometimes almost to the very second, they were saying, no, rely on me, I will take care of you. And then all of a sudden you say, oh, no, get out, I can't take care of you anymore. You're on your own. But there is, in many cases, no preparation, no understanding that you have the power, the true power, to take any of the beliefs that they have given you and rearrange them in ways that befit you. The idea that is you, the person that is you. The person that is no longer just a reflection of your parents, no longer just a reflection of your friends, but you. And that is why many of you, all throughout your society, all throughout many different times, arrive at a point in life which to us, and I do not say this in your terms to put you down, but which to us is inconceivable. Not that we know everything, but this state of mind, most mysterious to us, that you, as a civilization, have so many members that could arrive at a point in life where you actually have to stop and look around and say, who am I? I don't know. Where am I? I don't know. What do I want? I don't know. These things to us are most mysterious, that you could ever arrive at a point where you would ask yourself such things. Perhaps in our civilization there are many things we discover that are new about ourselves. Perhaps we surprise ourselves by ideas that we did not heretofore think about. But we always know, not necessarily in specific definition, but in general definition, who we are as follows. We are aspects of the universe. We are reflections of the infinite. We are who we wish to be. So, all that leaves is answering the question, who? Who do you wish to be? What do you wish to be? Now, there is a very simple way to find out. We have discussed this many times with many of you. We never tire of discussing it because it is a most exciting concept. It is the concept of excitement itself. Many of you ask, well, all right, well, how do I know who I am? How do I know what it is I'm all about, why I'm here, what my purpose is? How do I know these things? If I have been fed a diet of ideas that is not me, how can I discover who I really am without a long, involved journey or process? All right, fair enough, very simple. At any time, anywhere, all you need to do is sit yourself down or stand up, however you're comfortable, Ask yourself with honesty, with clarity, and please, with relaxation, ask yourself, what, in my imagination, is the most exciting thing I could think of to do? What is it in life that excites me the most? Either immediately, right now, or if you wish, as a long-range project. Doesn't really matter. Whichever is more honest for you. What is it that excites me the most? What makes me tingle? What gives me strong emotional desire? Yes, yes, this is it. Yes, that's what I want. What is it that gives you that feeling of, oh, if only I could do this, I would be the happiest person alive? Finding that is simple. Because if you pay attention to the feeling itself, as you scan through the library of possible realities, one of them or a few of them will hit you with that feeling. You'll feel the twinge. You'll feel the excitement, as you call them in your world, the butterflies. Now, you may have many reactions at this point. Some of you may even turn away from it. Oh, no, I could never do that. That's not possible for little me. I'm not qualified. I'm not experienced enough. I'm no good at that. I'm not creative enough. I really don't have the imagination for that. That's very childish. I would be a very childish person if I did that. I have to be responsible and act responsible. I have obligations. I have duties to perform, and this would take me away from that. Everyone knows I wouldn't be living a real life if I did that. You can't make money at that. That doesn't support you. How dare you have an idea to do this when you're supposed to be supporting your family? How dare you be so frivolous? How dare you be so unthoughtful? How dare you? I'll tell you how you dare. You dare because you know this, that whatever it is in life that does excite you that much is the signal from the universe, is the message from the universe that that's who you are. That's what you're all about. That's what will support you. Many of you, when you get to that point, who am I? You ask for signs, you ask for help, you ask for signals. But you always get an answer. It's up to you as to whether or not you have been taught to ignore the answer. A lot of you ignore the answer. The answer always is what excites you the most. Because excitement, what you call that feeling of excitement, is your physical attunement, your physical alignment to the concept that represents your highest ideal. If you align yourself and follow that excitement, you will be fulfilling your purpose in life at that moment. If it changes, follow it, flow with it. No one says it has to be a static thing. Change is the only constant in creation. Go with it. That's stability. Moving is stable. Attempting to stay in one place all the time on one foot, that's when you fall over. Movement is stable. Movement is balance. Balance is movement. Now, many of you are under the assumption that equilibrium means you just stay in one spot. Equilibrium is being everywhere equally, is being balanced as you move, as you create the idea of creation within you, as you expand, as you flow, as you grow. You follow that thread of excitement. And it is connected all the way through your life. And in many cases, beyond your physical life. Excitement is the path you're all looking for. Whatever it is in your particular life that really motivates you, at any given moment, with integrity, act on it. Let me digress for a moment. Because there's a very fine line in your society between the idea of finding something that excites you and doing something from nervous energy. Many of you interpret anxiety as excitement. It is a simple thing to do because anxiety and excitement are the same energy, but one from a positive point of view, one from a negative point of view. It's the manifestation of the polarity of the same idea, the same concept. Excitement, anxiousness. Many of you will do things from anxiety and call it excitement. Oh, I'm very busy, 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 busy. Very busy, yes, you see, I'm very busy doing what is I want to do. Very busy, it keeps me very busy all the time. When in fact what you're saying is, it keeps me so busy I can't really look at the fact that I'm afraid that I can't really do what it is that really excites me. The idea is to keep a watch on yourself in that way, not too hard, not too severe, but to be honest with yourself as to whether what you're doing is from anxiety, that you are running from something else, or whether it is excitement, that you are flowing it through you in an